So, welcome everyone. Thank you all for coming to our Zoom question and answer session about Dr. Singh's new practice and all of the exciting things that he is really looking forward to being able to do that he's never been able to do until this point. I have met many of you, and to others, I look forward to having a chance to speak to you. My name is Isaac Emmanuel. I am the patient liaison for Dr. Singh's new practice, and I'm here to help in any way that I can. And my role right now is to mostly introduce the man that you all know, of course, so well, which is Dr. Singh himself. He is the mastermind behind this new practice, and I'm really looking forward to hear from him about, what he wants to tell you guys. So the session is going to follow a sort of a format we hope is really useful to you guys. And I'm going to pop up a little information. So let's go ahead and share this guy. Dr. Singh, can you see my screen? Is that showing up already?
Okay.
Perfect. So again, welcome to the session about Alpha Wellness. This is the new practice that Dr. Singh will be transitioning to as of July 14th next month, that we have been sending all of this information out about over the last few months. The focus is personalized and preventative medicine for true healthcare, as Dr. Singh will be telling you about. And here's the basics of what we're going to cover in today's session. So we're going to start with Dr. Singh. He's going to talk to you guys about, his background, his experience, the reasons, the obstacles that he has run into in the medical approach that he's been in for, to this point, and what has caused him to make this change, and then what Alpha Wellness will allow him to do that he's not been able to do before to this point. And then I'll jump in, I'll talk a bit about the practicals of, what the program is going to look like in sort of the business side of things and how things will run. And then we'll get to any and all the questions that you may have, and we'll open the floor up. So I hope you're all excited. I'm excited to hear what Dr. Singh has to say. And let's learn about the mastermind behind this new program. So Dr. Singh, take it away. Why don't you tell us what you've been thinking and what you've been doing?
Sure, Isaac. Thank you for the introduction. And everybody, thank you so much for coming to this late evening session after a busy day's work. I know how I feel, so I know you guys are feeling the same way. But thank you for coming and giving your ear to this talk. So, as you know me, I have been a doctor for the last 36 years actually. Trained in India, came here, and of course, we have to retrain again according to American standards. So went through all that training, taught residents also for a while, and in private practice for the last 23 years. So I've seen a lot of changes in this health industry from the time I went into the residency till now. I've seen all the HMO rise and fall, and care just dwindling down gradually and maybe rapidly at this time. Other day I was at a conference at Northside, and they're proudly announcing there, oh, we are opening a new hospital. And that really bothered me. In this day and age where we can do so many things to prevent a lot of things, and here we are opening new hospitals, new procedures. I mean, that industry has become over the time so procedure oriented, fault of doctors, fault of mostly industry. I mean, insurance, because they help the procedures. They don't really worry about the patients that much, in my opinion. So what I have done, because I'm kind of fed up with the insurance model. I love my patients, so I just want to do everything possible in my knowledge to help them out. And as a result of that, I have really worked on last 5-6 years. I've been training and retraining, unlearning, but I have learned a lot in medicine. That is, listen to the patient, go to the standard of care, write the pill. So kind of a one pill for every ill. that model really doesn't work for me, and I have seen this doesn't really work for the patient. Heart disease is on the rise, cancer is on the rise, and you know what is the third commonest cause of death? Is the prescription medicine, whether it's the side effects or direct effect of the medication. So we definitely can do better than that. And that led me to the quest of going into integrative medicine. And on top of that, I did functional medicine also. I'm board certified in integrative medicine, and obviously I'm FSCP, so board certified in internal medicine. And functional medicine, we go very deep down into the cellular level and look at the root cause of the problem. And integrative medicine, as it says, that is integrating a lot of modalities for my patient's health. Of course, I'm going to be using a shot when you need, if you have a pneumonia, I'll be giving you an injection of antibiotic. But short of that, I would want to improve your health to that level that you don't get sick. That's my goal with this new model I want to. And because there's only so much time in the day, and every individual patient is so different, I cannot put all the patients in one cask and like one mold and have like one prescription for everything. Like how insurance or health industry have a standard of care, which is not really standard of care because each individual is different. My needs are different medically, your needs are different. Each individual is different. Something may work for me, something may not work for me. So that's what we bring with the Alpha Wellness. Because healthcare model is failing, they're waiting for you to fall off the cliff. I wanted to take you from that cliff down to a safer road to help you in proper health. My motto is that your health span and lifespan needs to be the same. Not that your health ends here and the life continues, which is questionable what that life is if you're only dealing with doctor visits 7 days a week, at least 5 days. Nobody works on Sundays. But that's the whole idea, that I want my patients' health to go to optimum health as much as under my power. I mean, I'm not God, but I can help you as much as put all the knowledge to improve my patient's health. So that's where it's not possible in conventional health, because you see that every store is opening a doctor's office, CVS, Walgreens, Walmart. So they are in direct care model with the patient. And what happens with that is that small issues goes to those facilities, and the more complex internal medicine problems are trickled down to the primary care physicians, and especially the internists like me. And to deal with one patient like that, who has like 20 medications going on and 10 different problems, it's not justifiable to the patient. It's very, like, I don't know, I don't have words what I say for that, because you cannot do justice for a patient in 10-15 minutes time you allocate for that patient to understand them completely. Because most of the physicians work at a very superficial level. I think I used to work still very deeply 6-7 years ago, but it wasn't that deep. What my knowledge I have gained over the years has really changed my mind about a lot of disease processes and how we can tackle them. And that is the change I'm bringing to the practice. I know some of you I know for a long time, and some of you know me very well also. So, and obesity, heart disease, diabetes, metabolic disorders, that means insulin resistance, which is the #1 cause in my mind of all the diseases causing inflammation, as also #1 cause for other diseases which we see in this day and age. So I can go on and on with these statistics, but those statistics are the numbers. What question is what we bring with the Alpha Wellness. So Alpha Wellness will give us a lot of benefit because I'll be committed to, instead of like seeing 3,000-4,000 patients, I'll be restricted, rather not restricted, I'm restricting myself because of the commitment to those patients. So I will be committed 100% to those patients. And when I'm able to listen to patients' concerns properly, when I go and listen to their story, when I know from their childhood or even when they were in mother's womb, what kind of condition mom was dealing with at that time when you were getting born. So all those things have impact on our life. Imagine a baby is in the womb. Okay, don't imagine if patient is in the womb, but there's all dark there. Baby is very comfortable, and then there comes the sign of time of delivery, and suddenly what happens? We put the patient in the operation theater, and baby comes out and exposed to all these bright lights and everything. And so that's a big shock to a newborn baby. Yeah, of course, there's no quantification of that, but I bet all those things have a role to play in patients' individual health over time. So just a minor thing. So all those details, I will be able to delve into all those minor issues. What has shaped you? What is your story? So that's what I want to hear and understand you through your story. And once I know you, then I can help you. If I don't know you, how am I supposed to help you? And that is what most of the health industry is working on. We are reflexively working on some symptoms you spurt out, and doctors puts out a medicine. That is not the way medicine should be. That's not how I have learned the medicine. So that's why I have to unlearn a lot of things and learn new things, which I'm very excited about, because I'm specially trained in heart attack and stroke prevention, even to some degree, diabetes prevention, depending on where we find it, and dementia prevention. So all those things are super exciting. If I can prevent a couple of heart attacks in my lifetime, or a couple of strokes in my lifetime, or prevent diabetes, hey, I've done some service to the community. It's not so much, it's definitely a satisfaction for me, but helping the patients out, that's the first thing I became the doctor for. That was, I have dreamt to be a doctor since I was 4.5 years old, because of a childhood incidents in my life. You know, the people who are from India, they will understand, but anybody. So we used to get milk from a dairy. Okay, they used to have it in a glass bottle. So me and my sister is older, and I was like 4 years old. So somebody drops a glass bottle, and as they're dropping, and I put my foot on the glass bottle, and of course, I'm like screaming bloody murder over there. So somebody take me to the hospital. So somebody takes me to the doctor, and there's this doctor who attended to me. He was our family doctor. And I was so impressed the way he impressed me at 4 years of age. Can you imagine somebody impressing you at a 4 years of age, instilling that thought that you be like him? So that is my story of becoming a doctor, and that's the passion of that doctor. That's the how he treated me has remained with me throughout my life, and that's what I instill most of the time in my patient encounters. But I definitely want to take it to the next level and take you to optimum level of health, which is possible without medication. You know, I have some of the patients in the audience here who hardly takes any medication, and they do take care of themselves. But still, there are certain things which we don't really check for. Like I'm doing this special test for the heart disease and stroke prevention, and that so far we have done about 150 tests. The disease prevalence is 80%. 38-year-old with the arteries of 80-year-old. I'm surprised to see what I'm seeing. I'm not shocked, because I know, especially Indians, we have very, very bad arteries, and anything can cause those arteries to clog. So that is my goal going forward, is just try to take my patient's health plan to ultimate optimum possibility. So how are we going to achieve, and what is possible with Alpha Wellness? The benefits of Alpha Wellness are like more interaction with the patient. I'll be having more time with the patient to understand them better, listen to their story, where they're coming from and where they are at. So I can take them where they want to be, or where I think their health needs to be. So patient has to tell me that, and that's not possible with the short encounters. So those are very important things. And with that also, enhanced accessibility is there, because when patient needs the doctor, they needs the doctor, whether in person, or they should be able to communicate me over phone, or FaceTime, or Zoom, or email. So that is not possible in this real world model. So that would be only possible if I have a smaller patient panel. So that definitely gives them sense accessibility and improved communication because of that. I mean, patients get frustrated with me at times because their medication has not been called in. And of course, patients do have responsibility to call us on time also. But patients forget, because sometimes they get overwhelmed. I get overwhelmed because of the time constraint. And sometimes the medicine may not be called for a day. And sometimes for 2 days also, which I don't like personally, because medicine is needed for a purpose, so it's needed. So all those issues will be resolved with that because of the smaller panel and direct communication with the patient. And there will be no rushed appointments. So I want to listen to you. I want to understand what is happening with you. Because if I don't know where you are, I can't really take you where you want to go. So we need to pay attention to the prompt attention to the symptoms which appear, and try to work it out and see if it's serious or if it's just something will pass with time. So all those things, unless I'm observing patients closely, unless I know them, it's practically impossible. I mean, it's like a urgent care or something where patients really don't have any rapport with the doctors. But here I'm talking about a totally different model, and I have over the years have built good communications with my patients, and I love my patients. And that is why I'm doing this. Is whoever wants to join me, everybody will benefit from this thing, because health benefits are amazing, and ease of access and long-term prevention. I don't want any of my patients to have heart attack or stroke or dementia if possible, and also want to delay or completely abolish risk of diabetes based on different factors, which I have learned over the years. There are so many things which can be done. It's unbelievable why countries are not looking into these things. I don't know what's the interest of people is, not people, like people who make the policies like insurance and government people, pharma industry. Like where are we looking at? We are not looking in patients' health. There's no interest in patient health from what I see. Health is not take a pill and get well. Health is that when you feel the whole well-being, mind, body, spirit, all those things comprise of health. When you sleep well, when you are not short of breath, even walking or climbing a stair or playing with your grandkids, or your kids for that matter. Enjoy what you want to do, not aching and paining, and not be restricted to go out somewhere. I've had patients who have been written off by a few people, like specialists, and they are bound within a hospital's 10-minute driving distance. But with this care, they are improving. gradually. From where I trained for the heart attack and stroke, they have mentioned a couple of patients like that, and now those patients are traveling all over the world. So it's very inspirational, and that is the reason I want to switch it over, and I definitely want all of you to join me in that journey and towards your better health and your optimum health. So let's do it. Isaac, take over, please.
Wonderful, wonderful, Dr. Singh. Thank you so much for that information and for explaining all of that. And no matter how much I try to explain, it's nothing like hearing it from Dr. Singh himself. His passion and the reason he's doing this is really, really about the well-being of his patients fundamentally, and the way he believes that he can best serve them. So we're moving to questions in just a few minutes. I just want to add in a few of the practical details to surround the explanation of Dr. Singh's philosophy and the approach. So the new model, Alpha Wellness, that Dr. Singh is transitioning to as of July 14th, it's a totally new approach to care than what he has been able to provide to this point. And you can sort of split the two aspects that are new. You can split the aspects that are new in the Alpha Wellness approach into two kind of categories. So the first big change that's coming with the Alpha Wellness model is, as Dr. Singh said, his patient base is going down significantly. So his day these days, as it has been for many years, is 20 to 30 patients per day, and he's limited to 15 minutes or so per each patient. There's, as he said, there's only so much time in the day, and he works with 3,000 or 4,000 patients at any one time. Under Alpha Wellness, that is going down to a select few hundred, a capped membership that is a reasonable number of patients that Dr. Singh can really provide exceptional care for. And the reason he's able to do that is because he's limiting that number so that it no longer gets blown to such an unreasonable amount that he can't really do what he wants to for each of those patients. He does not enough for too many people. So there's a lot of benefit that comes from Dr. Singh being able to completely commit to that select few hundred group. Some of the practicals are same or next day appointments, extended and unrushed visits that no longer have to be 15 minutes, no wait times for your visits to the doctor's office, direct access to Dr. Singh's email address and to his cell phone for ongoing conversations and for emergencies. He can be more involved in coordinating your care with specialists and be a central figure in, the healthcare sort of layout that you are going through. He can be the one that calls them directly. If something bad happens and you end up in the hospital, God forbid, he can be more involved in that, in calling and keeping tabs and taking advantage of his relationships with local hospitals, and many, many other things that he has always wanted to do, but was never able to because he was simply too busy. So that is one of the major changes and benefits of the new approach. The second category of new things coming under Alpha Wellness is the wellness program. And this is an entirely new set of appointments, tests, and treatments that are in addition to what is provided by insurance. They are above and beyond the care that is supported by health insurance, and they are personally designed by Dr. Singh himself. This is not him having to fit his care into the boxes of insurance. This is his, how he would want to practice when he has total freedom to control the care he's providing. So this wellness program is where Dr. Singh is really applying his new training, and it is focused on prevention and ongoing health optimization to help you feel your best and work with you even if you're not sick, but to keep you as healthy as possible, as Dr. Singh said. So the program includes, for each patient, a very in-depth yearly appointment. This is an hour or more of one-on-one time with you and Dr. Singh, where he can go into all of those factors he discussed. A personalized health plan based on that big appointment and the associated blood work that will be provided and other testing. Regular follow-up visits based on that personalized plan. There's no minimum or maximum. It's customized to your needs, but you'll see him regularly. And then, as I said, certain tests and treatments that are included as part of those visits, which includes a much more comprehensive set of blood tests than what insurance covers. That again is customized by Dr. Singh himself as to what he wants to see. A quarterly in-body scan, which is an upgraded weight scale that breaks down your weight by how much is bone, how much is muscle, how much is fat, how much is water, and the distributions of that information throughout your body. So, it shows imbalances, lots of great information that's provided 4 times a year under the program. There is a yearly CIMT test. This is Dr. Singh's cardiovascular health advanced detection and prevention test that he mentioned. That it's an ultrasound for the arteries here in the neck. Very simple test, absolutely life-saving. The sooner he can catch any signs of disease, inflammation, plaque, understanding of your arterial age, and many other things that the test indicates, the more he can work with you to prevent and avoid problems from getting worse. And he can tell you much more about that, of course. But that test is included once a year as well. There are PEMF beamer treatments included at each visit. There are member rates for, Dr. Singh's supplement line and sort of his specialized services like PRP, acupuncture, aesthetic services, and some other things included under the program as well. But this is the core of the new approach, where insurance then becomes more for emergencies and for when you need it, for prescriptions and vaccines and acute care or sick care visits and all of that. But the program, the membership-based wellness program, forms the core of your care with Dr. Singh, and you work with him on a totally new level, a very, very deep and involved level that he has never been able to offer before. And it's really an amazing program. So these are the 2 essential sort of practical differences of what's coming in the new approach. And then, of course, the reason this is possible for the first time now is because Alpha Wellness is a membership-based practice. And that means that, patients who move with Dr. Singh to Alpha Wellness will support the practice directly via a monthly or yearly membership fee that allows Dr. Singh to take the care that he wants to provide into his own hands instead of being limited by insurance, and control that care and provide all of these new benefits. And that monthly or yearly membership fee completely covers the wellness program. So everything that's on your screen right now is 100% included. There are no per visit fees, there's no copays, there's no deductibles for any of these visits or these tests and treatments. They are covered by the membership fee. And so again, it becomes a totally different approach. But that's the essence of it. Those are the essence of the practicals. And we're at 6 o'clock, so we've done half an hour. And I know that you will have questions about the cost, and I want to get into that in a little bit. But we just gave a lot of information. And so I'd first, before we get into those details, like to open up the floor now to all of you, and see if you have questions for Dr. Singh or for myself about what he wants to provide, the types of conditions that he is interested in working with, anything else that you'd like to ask him, and also any of the practical details of how the program will work on, on my side, on the business side as well. So thank you all for listening to the presentation to this point. I hope it's been helpful so far. The floor is now open to you guys for questions. So I think you can either type your questions under the question and answer, or you can raise your hand, and we'll get to them in the order that we get them. So I see we already have some. Fantastic. So I have a question asking, do we still have copays for regular visits? So this is I'll take this one. This is a practical question. So the way it'll work is there will be 2 types of visits under the new program. One will be the scheduled visit. And this is when you already know that you are coming to see Dr. Singh ahead of time. Those visits will not involve a copay or deductible. They are included under the program. They are part of the wellness. If you're doing a follow-up for blood work, if you're seeing him again, that's all part of the plan that you've developed with him. And there are no copays for those visits. They are completely included under the membership. The second type of appointment is the urgent or acute or sick care appointment. That is an unscheduled visit. That's when you wake up in the morning and you're like, something's wrong. You know, I think I have strep or who knows what it is. I need to see Dr. Singh right away. And you call and we get you in same or next day. Those will be sick care appointments. And, you know, that's what insurance is for, is when things have gone wrong. And so those will be insurance-based appointments the way that you're used to, and a copay and deductible would apply as based on your plan. So there is still times when insurance is important, but it is a far lower burden as far as when you are using your copay and deductible. The majority of your care with Dr. Singh moves to be under the wellness program. Next question. What kind of conditions does Dr. Singh see? Does he see?
I can take that question.
Yeah, the next two I think can work together. So go for it.
So we have, what kind of condition does he see, and does Dr. Singh see people for gut health, or is it only? No, I'm a functional medicine doctor and integrative doctor. I mean, heart, GI tract, and hormones are my go-to things. GI, I believe that gut is the center of all the problems. So everything originates from the gut. Till you heal the gut, nothing is going to be healed. So that is my core value. Second, heart disease, because I've seen so much heart disease around me, that number one leading cause of death. Okay, we definitely can put a dent in that number and help from cardiovascular standpoint. So those two are my core things. Third thing is hormone balance and imbalance, especially in females. That is also very, very, it intrigues me, and I'm very well trained in that. How those small, tiny molecules can change your life. Other area I focus on is the metabolism, like core cellular metabolism, cellular health, cellular energy cycles. So all these are my core values, which I want to work on. I'll see how it evolves. If I focus on something in near future, I can't really tell you. But these four areas are the areas of concern for me, and I want to focus on most of those. And gut health and cardiac health being equal, number one. I hope that answers the question.
Great. The next question has to do with the membership fee. We will come to that, I promise you. I just want to get all the substantive questions out of the way first. Next question is, so on July 4th, will Dr. Singh scan and do other tests to start the plan? Yes. So for those patients who have decided to move with Dr. Singh to Alpha Wellness, on or around July 14th, we will begin reaching out to them. Actually, a little before them, really. We'll begin reaching out to them to start scheduling their initial appointments, get their blood works done, and get them into the program. For each patient, the new program is going to start with that very in-depth appointment. And that's, again, as I said, an hour to an hour and a half. It's scheduled for an hour and a half for each patient. So totally different approach. And those will be scheduled in the order of sign up, right? So we will schedule them in. It's going to be a lot of patients in the beginning, but we'll schedule them in as soon as possible with Dr. Singh, and he'll steadily work through all of you in those really in-depth appointments and get you started on that program, while also still being available for all of your regular needs and continuing your care uninterrupted from how it has been to this point. Here, Dr. Singh, I think these two are for you.
Yeah, for the diabetic patient and the dietitian.
Yes.
For diabetic patients, I mean, as I mentioned, I cannot keep on re-emphasizing that I'm super trained in trying to prevent diabetes from happening or manifesting in the first place. We even catch it a few years before it's going to happen, because we catch the metabolic syndrome and insulin resistance way before, and we can do a lot of lifestyle changes. And again, I definitely want a very willing panel of the patient who are dedicated to their health, and not that I say something and that they're not dedicated to their health and then nothing works. So that's the whole idea of this program, is that we have like patient, like doctor, and we listen to each other. work as a team to improve your health. So that is the whole idea of this thing. And dietitian, we don't have any on the team right now, but we are actively seeking a dietitian. We have a diet coach on the team. I'm also a kind of a diet coach as a part of my integrative training, which I did for 2.5 years. So I am very, very well versed on all those aspects of the diet. So that is the answer for that question.
Yeah, and as a quick follow-up to that, Alpha Wellness is launching in the current Alpharetta location, but in the next 3 to 6 months, we will be moving to an entirely new location about 10 minutes down the street from the current Alpharetta location. It's on the same road, just a few minutes further down the street. Shouldn't be much of a change, but it's an amazing new building that's custom built for us. It's about 4 times as big. It has lots of room to grow. And in that area, we have a lot of plans for things like IV therapy, hyperbaric oxygen, and a space for nutrition coaching. And that will tie in very well to Dr. Singh's approach, which I think I'm fair in saying usually starts with diet and lifestyle, as a fundamental idea of the whole approach that he'll be taking. Am I right about that?
Yeah.
Perfect. All right. Next question I have is, are there any specials or promotions if we sign up before July 14th? So we have an introductory offer that's through July 1st, actually. And I'll tell you all about that at the end of the session when we get to the cost. But that is the introductory offer we have going right now. It expires July 1st. Then we have a question, how will the wellness plan work in case the patient doesn't have insurance? Great question. This type of program is very well suited for that approach in a way. It can do a lot of things. It can't do everything, right? So, insurance is still valuable for emergencies and for hospitalizations, but this approach is intended to serve as, a solution to your ongoing day-to-day care. So practically, that means that everything that's covered under the wellness program, you will have full access to with or without insurance. So that's that big yearly appointment, all of those follow-up visits, those tests and treatments that are included, that ongoing access and time spent with Dr. Singh. That is 100% under the membership that's provided for you, whether or not you have insurance. And then the only difference for you would be that if you needed things beyond that, so if you needed vaccines or prescriptions, or, you had a sick care visit, or you needed a referral or something like that, or additional testing beyond what's included, then those would be out-of-pocket costs for you rather than going to your insurance. But again, those would be far less than what you would be used to as a totally self-pay patient. The membership fee and the membership is what will handle the majority of your care, and that is how it is designed under the program. And that goes back to all of those benefits that are provided. Next question is, will Dr. Singh offer any education to members so we can learn?
I'll take the next 2 questions.
Perfect.
So, see, the whole idea of this quest of mine is to help get educated myself about my patient. Okay, my patient will educate me about where they have been, where their health has been, where their life had been, and then I will, in return, will be helping them guide through the maze, if there is a maze. So that is my philosophy, that the patient will educate me about their health history, their life, and then I guide them to the best of my capabilities in the right direction. So that's where I am at. Mr. Bhavnani has written, as there have been models being successful. Yes, there are very, very successful models of this business model. There are big companies who do that. We are doing it on an individual basis, but there are big companies like MDVIP, Special Docs, and there's a bunch of different companies who have done that over the years, and have been very, very successful, and it's been growing steadily. In northeast part of the America, insurance companies actually are looking very, very favorable to the membership-based practices because those patients don't get sick. They don't end up in the hospital. One heart attack or few stent placement can cost insurance company $100,000. One stroke patient can cause cost insurance company $2.5 to $300,000. So all those things are very, very important, and the insurances are looking at that. So I don't know what the future holds for this, but to answer your question, yes, they have been very, very successful. In patient likes it, patient don't get sick, and even health insurances like it. And of course, doctor-patient relationship, you cannot imagine what level it goes to. So I can't really say anymore.
Yeah, to follow up on that really quick, I hope you guys can see my screen. This is our website. This is the Alpha Wellness website that's currently available at alphawellnessatl.com. And it has a lot of great information on it. But if you scroll down about halfway down the page, you have this little blurb right here. And this actually highlights 2 specific studies that were done by this type of approach that showed massive increases, massive improvements. So this one provided that this company's subscription-based membership model actually saved patients 20% in healthcare costs. And that comes from reduced hospitalizations, specialist visits, and other sick care interventions. So although the membership was an increased investment on the front end, it paid amazing dividends for the patient's health in the long term. And this is another one from the company that Dr. Singh mentioned, MDVIP, which concluded that their subscription-based membership model reduced patient hospitalizations by over 70%. So this is absolutely an established and vetted model, and it has amazing effects for patients that are interested in committing to this approach. And the sources for these 2 are on this website. Please feel free to look at them.
Okay, I'll take next few questions. So
Dr. Singh, just really quick, when you take the question, can you state what the question is so everyone else knows what you're responding to?
So I'm responding to one question. Are there any team members or practitioners on the team? Yes, we have a naturopath on the team, which will be available for one-time consult. And then she's not part of the team itself, but that is an option for patients to see on their own. So we have that naturopath there. Ayurvedic specialist is also there. We have dietitian coach on the team. And so that is the team for now. And there's no PA or nurse practitioner in the team as of yet.
And those, yeah, as far as seeing a doctor, your care will be completely with Dr. Singh, right?
Exactly.
There will be no.
I'm the only doctor there, so I'll be only seeing the patients as a physician. If I go on a vacation or something, there'll be some other physician who you'll be able to see. So that is that. And so to answer another question, where is the location? The new location is going to be, if you're familiar with the area, is Preston Ridge area, which is at the intersection of Webbridge and North Point Parkway. So that is where the location is going to be, and which is not too far from here.
There's a hospital there and sort of a couple other medical practices. It's in an office location. So if you're going down North Point Parkway, you go on the other side of Old Milton from the current one, and you end up in that Preston Ridge area that Dr. Singh is talking about. It's right there.
So another question is for IV therapy. IV therapy is very advanced therapies. I'm trained in that, and multiple modalities for different disease processes or health processes, even well-being, beauty, all those things are important. There are a lot of peptides, and a lot of different things can be used in IV therapy. And this is a very highly individualized therapy. Like it will be based on individual patient, because not IV therapy is not for everybody, and one IV therapy doesn't fit all. So it's a very detailed subject, but it's intravenous therapeutic therapy for the patient.
And there's one more for you, I think, Dr. Singh, that can this membership help with women's health concerns and fertility?
Yes, women's health, definitely. Fertility, yes, I'm partly trained in that, but definitely you need to be seeing somebody as far as the fertility goes. There are specialists for fertility, which is a big business. But from my my understanding of integrative medicine and functional medicine, I can do my best for that, but I'm not a fertility doctor, but I can make the conditions, I can help you make the condition conducive for fertilization, I guess. So improve your body optimally to help with that, depending, of course, on different factors of age and your physiology. So that is a different issue. Once I get to know the patient, I can be helping them.
Yeah, you've done that work with patients in the past, haven't you?
Yes,
Helped them
yes,
directly
yes.
with this thing.
Yes,
Yes.
I have. Yeah. And I have actually have few patients who have gotten pregnant as a result. So, but I don't take any credit for that. So it's like, because it's a multi-team approach. So I'm involved, gynecologists involved. We're just laying the foundation for fertilization.
Perfect. I think we have reached the, wait, no, we have one more. Will this plan be available for children as well? So do you want me to grab that one, Dr. Singh?
No, I only see patients 14 and up.
Patients that are, I think, 14 to 26 or 12 to 26.
14 onwards, still
Okay.
112.
Okay. Sure. So we have a family plan that I'll tell you guys about in just a second. That is for patients who sign up under that family plan, or for patients with children and they want the children to be part of the plan. We have a special sort of reduced membership fee for patients between 14 and 26 who are joining with their parents. So that is hopefully helpful. Dr. Singh, every single patient that Dr. Singh is working with will get a completely independent, customized experience. It's not family visits or anything. Each one is getting their own complete set of that program. So it's a full care for each person. But we are trying to make it, somewhat more accessible to families to do. And then, of course, even as Dr. Singh transitions to Alpha Wellness on July 14th, the current practice, Alpha Medical Center, will still remain open as well. They're going to run side by side. The patients that stay at Alpha Medical Center will be working with the other providers at the practice. For example, the nurse practitioner, Jean Kakuta, that's been with Dr. Singh for the past few years. He will take care of patients. And so, patients are also free to mix and match, that if they prefer some of their family members to move with Dr. Singh and take advantage of this enhanced and very deep level of care, and others can stay on the Alpha Medical Center side. Whatever works best for you guys is what's most important as far as that approach. I am seeing that we may have reached the bottom of our list. So let's get to the, before it's too late, we're almost at the end of our time. I know a lot of you, of course, are asking for the bottom line numbers. So, here's what the membership is going to be looking like. The base membership fee before any special offers and discounts comes out to $250 per month, and that is $3,000 for the year. We have a special introductory offer, as I mentioned, which is expiring as of July 1st for patients who reserve their spot before then. That is $229 per month, which comes out to $2,750 for the year. That is the monthly price. There is also an annual option, which is for those who prefer to pay once a year rather than in monthly amounts, and that is $2,500. So for one patient before July 1st, we are looking at $2,500 for the year, or $229 per month, as the fee that supports this level of care and this approach that Dr. Singh is now taking. That amount is, as I'm sure is clear, unfortunately not covered by insurance, but it is designed to be eligible for health spending accounts such as HSA accounts, HRA, FSA, and MSA accounts. So if you have access to any of those, they should be usable to cover the membership fee. We also have a family plan, and this does not expire after July 1st. It will continue beyond and be an ongoing, option available to patients. That is for each family member who signs up together as a group, $225 per month per patient, which is $2,700 for the year, or $2,450 for the annual option. So in other words, if you have, say, a husband and a wife signing up together, for an individual experience for each of those patients, it would be $450 a month for both of them, or $4,900 for the year. Under that plan, also, as I mentioned, children between 14 and 26 that would like to join as part of their family are $1,500 for the year, which comes out to $125 per month for each child. So it's about half priced for that children. And then finally, we have a senior plan for those who are over 70 years old, which is at that same price, which is $225 per month, which comes out to $2,700 for the year, or $2,450. So those are, those are the numbers as far as the membership fee that supports this level of care and this new approach. And I know I rushed, I went through those quickly. I would encourage any and all of you to schedule an appointment with me or call me, and I can go through all of those in detail once again. Or shoot me an email and I can respond and provide those numbers to you in writing so that you can, take a look as you evaluate what to do. And we have one more question. That's, how about cancellation? If for any reason we want to cancel the program, will that incur any fee? And the answer is no, of course not. We are not trying to hold patients hostage. That's not good for anyone. We are confident that, Dr. Singh, you know how good of a doctor he is, and you've not seen anything compared to what he'll be able to do under this program. We are confident that once you start working with us, you will be amazed at this approach and really fall in love with it. With that said, Dr. Singh does want you to think of this as a yearly commitment. It is really not something that is worth your time and investment or his time if you can only commit to it for, a few months. This is not quick fix healing. This is a long-term, year-long program that Dr. Singh has designed, where you are working with him on an ongoing basis throughout, based on that initial appointment. And unless you are going into it with that sense of commitment, he doesn't really see you getting your money's worth out of it. So the patient agreement is drafted as a yearly commitment, and that is sort of the expectation we have for patients. But, if emergencies come up, if you move away or something like that, or just talk to me, right? I will be happy to help figure something out for you guys. But that's the bottom line. And that's our time as well. So I will wait a few minutes to see if there are any other questions. Otherwise, I hope this is helpful. And I hope that we answered all of your questions. I want to thank Dr. Singh for taking the time. We do have another question. Let's see. What services will not be available at Alpha Medical Center under the annual physical program? I'm not entirely sure I understand the question.
It's a very wide net. I can't really answer that question. So MRI is not available, CT scan is not available. So I don't know what that question means.
Can you clarify for us? Under the annual physical. Oh, I'm sorry. I understand. So this is what the current practice. So you're saying what's going to be the difference? So Alpha Medical Center, patients who are staying with the current practice and the traditional primary care approach, they will continue to receive the level of care that they are used to, right? Nothing is disappearing, except Dr. Singh, of course, is moving to commit to Alpha Wellness. So if you choose to stay with Alpha Medical Center, then your care will continue uninterrupted with Jean and any other provider that Dr. Singh hires, and they will still provide all insurance-based care, including, your annual physical and your blood tests and your follow-ups. But it will be the traditional care model, right? Under Alpha Wellness, it's this whole new approach and this program that Dr. Singh is focused on, and all of the benefits that we detailed over the course of this presentation. Does that answer your question? And again, I encourage you to look at this website. It really has a lot of information and sets out all of these benefits in detail right here. For example, there are videos on here about all of that, and really just, we tried to make it as useful a resource as possible. Any final questions for us or for Dr. Singh? Okay.
Well, thank you everyone to take time out this evening. I really appreciate that you heard me out. Thank you so much. And well, let's work on a better health, and let's take that journey, and we'll just make it happen and just join the forces. That'll be great for us. I just want my patients to be healthy. and super healthy, where they reach their optimum health. So let's work on it. Thank you.
Perfect. Yeah. Thank you all. You have a good evening. And you know, I should put up right here. Last thing to leave you guys with, again, if you have further questions, you're interested in reserving a spot, or if there's anything else I can do for you, this is my phone number. This is my email address. Oops. Sorry about that. This is my email address, and this is my link to schedule via, you know, a phone, you know, a call or a meeting or anything like that. Look forward to speaking to as many of you as I can, and taking care of your needs and answering your questions. So thank you guys. Have a good evening.